Hi, I'm Dallas Amsel, and I'm about to interview Laurie Sachs from Laurie Sachs Photography. Do you think it was hard work or luck that got you where you are today?
I think definitely both. I think hard work puts you in a place where you're ready for opportunities. So I would say hard work is first, but there's always luck in any kind of success. But you have to be ready for it when it comes along.
Did anyone encourage you to be a photographer?
Yes, my husband was probably the biggest person that encouraged me to pursue this.
Is there a certain part of your personality that best fits this career? If so, what?
Yeah, I think I'm good with people, and I think that's very important because in the end I'm servicing clients and I have to meet their needs and I have to be able to interact with them during a photo shoot. I photograph primarily babies, and so I think I have a natural knack for working with babies, getting them to pose beautifully and being able to handle them, to keep them calm and happy during a shoot. So yeah, I think all of that plays into my being good at my job.
Mm-hmm. Did anyone discourage you from becoming a photographer?
No, not really. I had been taking pictures for years and years before I actually went professional. And so when I did, I think everybody was kind of on board that that was the right thing to do. So I didn't really have anybody to discourage me.
Did you have any other jobs before this one?
Yeah, I've done lots of things. I worked at a finance company for several years. I was an at-home mom for several years. I went back and got my master's degree, planning to teach history at the college level, all before I decided to do this as a career. So,
what sacrifices did you make to get where you are today?
I think at the beginning there were a lot of time sacrifices where I had to, put the effort in to build my business and to build a clientele, and that was a lot of, time in the early years. That was probably the biggest sacrifice.
What risks did you take in becoming a photographer?
Well, there's always a risk of failure. You're putting your time and your effort and your money into starting a business, and the reality is most small businesses fail. So there's certainly a risk of that. I think you have to go into something like that with open eyes and, be realistic about what you need to do to succeed.
Did you have any small failures along the way?
Yeah, I think in my third year of business, I got really busy and got very, very overwhelmed, where I had way more clients than I could accommodate. And it took me a while to figure out how to say no. I had to, hire some people to help me. I had to raise my prices to, keep my client load manageable. And there was a year there where I was really overwhelmed. And I had to make some serious decisions on whether or not that was, a business that I could really handle, because it was too much. So, luckily I didn't throw in the towel. I was able to kind of restructure my business, raise prices, hire some help, and get things rolling in a better direction the next year. But that was a hard year.
What is the hardest part about your job?
I think the hardest thing is managing all of the business aspects. I love taking pictures. I love working with clients. I love working with babies. But most of my time is spent either editing, blogging, uploading orders, designing albums, corresponding back and forth with clients. That stuff is harder for me. Taking the pictures is easy. That's fun. It's all the back end stuff that has to happen, and the customer service, and keeping on a time schedule so that clients get their pictures on time, that kind of thing. So I think that's harder for me. The business aspects, marketing, all that.
Were there any classes in high school you would encourage us to take to help us prepare to become a photographer?
Well, I think, basic photography courses are great. I think to really learn the craft, though, it's something that you do on your own. I mean, you put in thousands of hours perfecting your techniques and learning. It certainly starts with basic classes. But as far as running a business, I think business classes end up being more important than anything you can learn in a photography class.
What would you tell your 15-year-old self?
I would probably tell my 15-year-old self to not be afraid to go after my dreams. I went a more academic route in school. I got a bachelor's degree in humanities and then a master's degree in history. with the intention of teaching, because I didn't really think I could make a living out of photography, and it turned out I could. I just didn't have the faith in it when I was young. So I think, I would tell myself to not be afraid to go for it when you're young, and you can make mistakes and it's okay. Give myself a license to study what I really loved.
What would you consider just work or life's work?
Well, I think, I'm very passionate about what I do. And so I definitely feel like this is my purpose and my calling. And I'm good at it. I'm fulfilled by it. I wake up every day excited to do my job. So in that respect, it's way more than, just a job to me. And that's a great thing if you can earn a living doing something you love and are passionate about.
What advice would you give someone who wants to enter this career path?
Well, I would say definitely I would pursue more business classes because it's not an easy business to be successful in. Most photography businesses fail. And if you're going to be successful, it's not just about taking pictures. It's about being able to manage clients, being able to market your business, bookkeeping, taxes. There's so much more than just taking pictures. So while you're following your passion and you're perfecting your craft of photography, you really need to look at what you need to do to run a successful business. And so I think that that's hugely important. You can't discount, the need to get the practical skills down. And the reality is most photography businesses fail. So if you're starting out and you've got all the photography skill and you've really put the time in to develop your style and all of that, if you have that business background, you have a lot better odds of being successful, and you have other things in life that you can do because you have a real education in things that are tangible. So I would say make sure that you have that business background if you're going to run a small business.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.